Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Christina and we're back for another Earth Magic intuitive reading for the collective. The sun is out, it is warm, and I feel, dare I say, summer is here. It's so nice. Freaking love the warm weather. I know I've said it a bunch on my channel, but I just love it. I'm a warm climate girl. The sun, man. The sun gives so much life, so much energy, so much... Oh, I just feel so good in the sun. Okay, so let's do our, I think, week 17 card. See where we're at. What's here? What do we need to address? What do we need to express? What do we need to direct? Okay, let's see. I just totally looked at the cards, but I didn't see the cards. Okay. Cool. Fog. Veiled. Veiled. Okay, this is a great card. Very specific for me because the point that's coming up is that point of fog, veiled. It's that point of, how do I articulate this? It's this point of learning how to trust that which is veiled. Learning how to trust to see beyond what is veiled. Learning to trust what you see beyond the veil. So it's almost like there is this layer in which we're all existing, in which we're all seeing this like very surface level, and we see people's words and we see people's actions, and we like, it's like just the very surface presentation. This is who I am. This is what I'm doing. This is whatever. But there's something beyond that that we can see and tap into and tune into. And for me, what I'm realizing, it's that physical body instinct. If we take us back to just the very pure physical of who we are, we're animals on this planet. We're physical bodies. We're physical mammals moving and existing in this planet. And just like the animals, we have instincts and we have physical sensations and we have physical insight and we have physical feelings and we have physical emotions and we're physical. And we have impulses and we have physicality. And the physicality does communicate to us because the physical is what connects us all. We are all one through and as the physical. The physical is the manifestation of the oneness. And so being physical, we start to tap into the real feelings, the real instincts, the real insights within us that we see and experience and feel, and it is our guide. It is how we can help to direct and guide ourselves. And it's that point of learning how to trust. And for me, what I can see for all of us is that we got way off track. We got way off course from that physical point, that physical expression of who we are, and the connection to the physical that does actually communicate and assist and supports and directs and guides and like is who we really are and is the point from which we can navigate ourselves as what's best for us. And so what's best for all. And so it's that point of learning how to trust that again, learning how to trust our instincts, our intuition, our, it's like that point of like learning how to trust what I do feel, knowing my feelings are actually physical. Another dimension of this is to look at, my son Phoenix, and I've shared this a lot on my channel over the last year. My son Phoenix has become a very cool physical cross-reference point for me in terms of looking at ways in which I want to live and apply myself in my life, or looking at ways I do live, behaviors I'm living out, thoughts I'm living out, stories and ideas, self-definitions I'm living out. If I apply that to Phoenix, would I want that for him? Would I tell him to do this for himself? Would I want that to be an example for him? And if it doesn't stand for him, then I know it can't be valid for me. And one of the points that is that point of physical feeling. How do I feel? And learning how to discern my true physical feelings, which is like, a baby comes into this reality and they are like so physical, but they're also very clear on like what they want and what they don't want, and like what they want to do and what they don't want to do, what they're comfortable with and what they're not comfortable with. Like they are very clear on their boundaries, what they're willing to do and what they're not willing to do. And for me, there's like, that's a physical feeling that they're accessing. Even as they get older, it's like that point of if a child wants to do something or not do something, like it's how they feel. It's like a feeling of like, no, I don't want to do this, or yes, I want to do this, or a feeling like I'm not comfortable yet in this situation, so I don't want to be here, or I'm not comfortable with this person, so I don't want to be here. Like those are feelings these kids are tuning into and tapping into and experiencing, and they trust that, and as they should, because that's their physical instincts. And so it's that point of realizing how important it is for us as humanity to get back to the physicality of who we are, like really coming fully into and as our bodies and becoming the physical flesh that is everything and can communicate and assist and help guide us in decision making and living and who we want to be and who we want to be around and how we want to engage in our life and what we accept and what we don't accept. Like I feel like maybe I can be a little more specific in terms of giving an example. It's that point of, having a feeling about something, seeing something within a particular relationship in your life and seeing, okay, I see this point, this is my experience in relation to it. I'm not sure if I'm clear or if I'm somehow reacting or if I'm misinterpreting something. Maybe I'm telling a story to myself that is causing me to feel this way. But this is how I physically feel. And the more I move towards this point, the more physically I feel very uncomfortable. And so what is this feeling that I have? Is that something I can trust, or is that something that's not real? Is that a feeling and emotion that is just generated by an idea that I have in my mind? Or is that a real physical feeling that I'm like tuning myself to as a point of assisting and supporting myself to be like, you know what, I don't want to participate in this. I don't want to go here. This is not okay with me. This is a boundary for me. This is a limit. This is a resistance I don't need to walk through. And so for me, it is about learning to trust those, because I was put in a situation where, oh yes, I can trust what I was seeing and feeling, because this is the outcome of it. And I now see that I was seeing for real and I was feeling for real, and I could trust my feelings, and I don't have to, it's that point of like, we really have to learn how to trust ourselves again. And it is getting to a point for me where it's like, I have to learn how to trust my physical feelings and not thinking that I have to do certain things, or I have to be a certain somebody, or I have to like placing ideas on ourselves about what we're supposed to be, or feeling responsible for other people, or like, it's just like getting really clear on where we're at and our boundaries and what is comfortable for us, and being okay with saying, I'm not comfortable with this. Physically, my body's like, no, and this is a resistance I don't need to walk through, and I can live with that. And that's the ultimate guide too, is like knowing like, can I stand by what I see and what I'm saying and what I'm expressing, and can I face myself? Can I live with myself as this decision based on what I feel for the rest of my life? And if you can, then you are great, perfect, right where you need to be. You're being self-honest. So it's that point of like seeing beyond the veil, seeing deeper into what is here, and not just accepting the surface picture or the surface presentation that says, oh, well, this is how this is. No, there's something deeper going on, and your body can tell you exactly what it is. And I guess it's just a matter of learning how to trust that, how to be able to see in the dark, how to be able to see blind, how to be able to see beyond the veil. You know, what is beyond the veil? If the fog clears, what is still here? What is left? And is it real? And does it stand? Is it eternal? Is it something that we can live by for the rest of our lives? Yeah, so that's cool. And also the point of like, sometimes there is uncertainty. Sometimes there is self-doubt. Sometimes there is like, I'm not clear on like where I'm at here. And, you know, I see this point, but I'm doubting myself. Why am I doubting myself? And then I second guess and question myself. And it's that point of like, yeah, maybe you're not clear, but give it time. Just give it time, and you will see that you will get to a point where it does clarify for you. You'll have the right engagement. You'll have the right realization that will allow you to see, okay, you know what? I can trust myself. I can lean on this feeling. I know that this is the right thing for me. This is how I want to, you know, decide to direct this relationship. This is what I need for me. This is what I want in my life. This is what I don't want in my life. And that's clear, and I can live with that. So it's that point too of like being okay with the fog, being okay with uncertainty, with things being cloudy, sometimes things not being clear, getting comfortable in that because it will pass and the dust will settle and things will clear away, and what is here and what remains is real. It is what you can count on. So yeah, that's the reading for today. Feels a bit abstract, so let me know if you can relate practically at all. I'll read the book definition here and we'll see what it says. So the book says, fog is simply a low cloud, a blanket of water crystals that hasn't gained the density of raindrops. The thicker it is, the more it shrouds us in its damp and billowy arms. It can be so thick that it makes it nearly impossible to see directly in front of us. During those times, silence makes its own sound as we pause and allow ourselves to be enveloped in this shroud of impenetrable density. We may even feel as if we can do nothing but be still and await what is to be revealed. Yet, even within the thickest fog, we can be assured that it will eventually burn off as the sun rays infiltrate the veil. Once they do so, we can anticipate how the light and warmth will bring us welcome relief from the cold. As the sun continues to disperse the fog, our surroundings become illuminated, and we have the opportunity to continue onward. You are enmeshed in confusion and uncertainty and are unsure if it will ever clear up. This is not the best time to make decisions, particularly any major ones. Know that this foggy veil will eventually dissolve. Although there may be ways you are unconsciously contributing to this state, the greater truth is that this is simply a cycle you are moving through, and like all things, this too shall pass. Allow yourself to feel confused. In fact, decide to be confused. No matter what attempts you make right now to make things happen or move in any specific direction out of impatience or frustration, you risk only creating more confusion and uncertainty. So be still and patient. Wait for that first glimmer of awareness to lift the veil so that you can see the choices before you more clearly and can then choose to align yourself with the will of the Spirit. Another point that comes up, I like that point of like, it's like, yeah, sometimes you're in a situation where it's like you don't have all the information, you're not in the state of mind or the level of awareness to make a practical decision with all the information. And so it is a point of just like letting it be, stepping away, doing something else. Don't worry about it. Don't think you have to get it done or make a decision or give direction to it right now. It's okay to like let the fog clear, you know? And the other point that came up with that is that point of when you are in a situation where your impulse is to respond really fast and to like react or to like throw your, you know, point out there and just like really kind of go back and forth on something. Sometimes best to give it a moment, you know? Especially I noticed this if like me recently, I read something and then all of a sudden I was like in my mind replaying what I read and then how I wanted to respond. And the point kept coming up. And over time, in not acting out that reaction, and not doing anything, my experience changed in terms of seeing more clearly what I read, seeing that it wasn't actually how I initially read it, and letting, you know, some time pass, I was able to see with more clarity what I had read, and so give it a better response that didn't cause further consequence for myself. So That's just a point to consider, that, don't be so quick to just act all the time in a moment as a reaction, but rather breathe and step back and see and like contemplate, how can I respond in a way that is considering everyone else's position and where someone else is coming from, and making sure that you're responding within the starting point of consideration of everyone involved, and having that point of like forgiveness and understanding within you, of course. Anyways, great card. Definitely going to take this point with me this week. Very useful for me at the moment. Hope it's resonating with you. Hope you guys are well, and thanks for walking with. See you next time.